Welcome back. You're still watching Perspective, and we're talking about Europe, particularly the Union and Sweden. There's one aspect that always interests me in, with EU is you had a sort of voluntary partnership on forestry, logging, and
yes.
What is it? What does it imply, voluntary? First of all, it doesn't bind. So what does it do?
Yeah, well, it started several years ago when I think Indonesia was starting to wake up to the fact that your forests were being cut down to an extent which you've lost control completely. And that you wanted to get some control of that, which we wanted to support, because we also want to make sure the European consumer is more and more aware and more picky about what is this product, where does it come from, what does it do. So that's where this partnership comes through. It's a voluntary that Indonesia has signed up, and we have joined with Indonesia to make sure that the timber products that are going to Europe will be certified by Indonesia, and you will have a system in place which certifies that this is good stuff.
It should be recognizable. No?
Yes, exactly. It's recognizable.
Europe.
So then whoever imports this to Europe will know that it's from Indonesia. Good. I know this is a healthy and nice and sustainable product. So any European who tries to import other stuff that don't have this certification of approval will actually be punished. So it's a very good thing.
Is it government? Are you working with the private sector or the government?
Yeah, we both. But basically, all governments in Europe have signed up to this partnership agreement to make sure that they will police those who do not follow the rules, and they will then thus benefit the ones who do it. So this is a huge opportunity for Indonesia, and we hope that next year we can start send the first shipment of certified timber under this agreement. And Europe pays quite good for this kind of stuff. So it makes sense economically also, not just for sustainable. I mean, basically it's about Indonesia taking care of its own, forests, right? But I think it's a win-win again. No?
Yeah, thank you. I forgot when we were talking about gender. There's one thing that I'm always livid with envy, is that in Sweden you have a 60-day parental leaves for the husband.
Very good.
It's
true. Yes, it's true.
Is it in other countries as well, in Europe?
No, but I just want to say we have 60 days are only for the husband or the father, actually. But then the rest of the parental leave, which is up to, I think it's 14 months. So long. But that can be shared. The parents can decide jointly on who should take that. So the husband or the father
can have
actually,
more than just 60 days.
He can have a year if he wants to. So there's only 60 days that are for each of them that are mandatory for one of them, but the rest can be shared. And it's working out very well. It's working out very well, especially in the summers. A lot of men take a long time off.
Strollers.
Go with the strollers, meet with their friends, have cafe latte.
How long has it been going on, this thing?
Almost. Well, it's been coming. It's been coming in the last years. 5-6 years, I think they had the mandatory. Yeah.
So it's just too early to see what the impact is, huh?
No, but I think on the contrary, I think it's been very popular. And you see now, when I was a manager back in Sweden at the Foreign Ministry, I saw that most of the young fathers took time off and took more than the 60 days. So it's really gaining momentum. Please do the same. Take inspiration. Yeah.
What is the homework that remains to be done, both for Sweden and Europe, in relation to Indonesian ties, for example? I think it's clear, it's trade.
Could be improved. We should improve the trade relationship.
Do you think that the new government, for example, is more amenable to not comply, but to be more receptive to?
I think the new government has already started doing some things which is very good for us and for Indonesia. Cutting red tape, hitting down on corruption, making the whole business climate more better. Because I think that also serves the Indonesian consumer. Because you will have less costs that are lost in corruption and bureaucracy. Sure. And I also think this government is interested to have the best quality things for Indonesia. And that's where Europe comes in. Because Europe usually offers some very high quality stuff, the latest, most modern, most advanced technologies, and Indonesia deserves that. And I also think, and we talk about the social dimension of Europe, I think there is a great sense of social responsibility that comes with European investments, with European trade.
In what sense?
Well, on sustainable, not to manage waste in a good way, to respect the workers' right, to respect the country you're in, to abide by the laws. And
basically, you're bringing up your standards in terms of...
yes, there is sort of, this whole human rights thing that we sometimes accused of. Actually, it's a good thing, right? That we deal with people.
No, I completely agree. Don't put it like that.
No, I'm just saying something we're accused of, we meddle into human rights. And I think that's actually something to be proud of, that we respect people. There's a dignity there, and that's what we want to offer Indonesia too.
Sure. What about Sweden?
We subscribe fully to this. I work a lot with the Swedish companies that are here or want to come here.
How many are there?
80 companies here right now.
80?
80. But I get calls every day from companies that are interested in looking at Indonesia, investing in Indonesia, or exporting to Indonesia, but mostly investing in Indonesia. So that's part of the agenda. But I would also like to see, we have a new government in Sweden, very much focus on climate and environment, women.
That side of
gender.
things,
So I would see we had excellent cooperation with Indonesia in the past on especially climate change. And I would love to see that continue with our new governments. We produced a report, New Climate Economy, with 6 other countries, but in Sweden and Indonesia and 600 countries. And that was really looking at how can you do business in a sustainable way, and that it pays off to do business. It's actually better economics than doing business.
On that environment and sustainable development side, are you working with fellow Scandinavian countries as well, or are you particularly focused on your project in that sense?
We're working mostly within the EU framework, but of course I can see that with the other Scandinavians we have similar agendas.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Exactly.
You can see throughout
no, we have the same. We have sometimes competing, but most of the time complementary products and ideas, and we are working closely together. Both the Danish, Finnish, and the Norwegian ambassador are close friends.
All right.
So we do.
Thank you very much. I'm afraid we've got no more time. I wish we had. Thank you for sharing with us. Thank you for being here with Berita Satu English. We are ending our program today here at this time, and we will see you soon in the next dialogue.